Try to bring it up on my phone so I have the chat.
Make sure it like looks right and everything has got the right thumbnail and everything.
Yeah, it is. It looks good.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll share it.
I see Master Cheeks.
He's the best.
Oh, he's the. I wish he was my dad. That's all I'm saying.
Audio sounds good.
I wish my dad was
for
Master
people
Chief.
to join in, right?
Yeah, we can talk about whatever.
Okay, but we have to put timestamps so people don't have to listen to whatever.
We're not putting time on the live episode.
They don't like whatever. They like Halo content.
Well,
Halo content. Halo content evolved.
Yeah. It's too bad our content is so unevolved. Nobody will like it.
Halo staying the same.
Halo combat prehistoric.
God, can you imagine how many IGN posts about Halo 4 were Halo unevolved?
It's a challenge to all the viewers at home. How many can you find?
Yeah.
Is Master Chief back, or should he have stayed frozen? Or whatever.
Stayed fucking dead.
Ooh. Damn, we are 15 minutes late.
Our subscribers cannot be happy about this. Oh yeah, we gotta look at the chat, huh?
I have it up.
Are you gonna be the chat boy today?
I could be the chat boy.
All right.
I could be Mr. Chatterbox. Yeah, I have it up on my phone here. So
I'll take the hands off that. I won't even look at chat. You're in charge.
Get your hands off of it.
Hey, Spencer. Okay, I'm not touching it. Okay, come on.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up, Spencer.
Don't shoot. He's innocent, I swear.
Yeah, no, I'll be cool. I'll be good.
Alex,
what would the Spartan police use? What kind of pistol?
I'm not in charge. I just have the chat. Why does it make me in charge?
Well, in a way, you're in charge because you get to direct us as to what the audience is talking about. It's a live episode. The audience is a big.
I guess that is true. I guess I am in charge.
You pick this month. Take responsibility.
Alex. Today, Alex is in charge.
Yeah. Day has come. The day of reckoning.
Oh, he's got full internet connectivity, and he's in charge.
I have a decent internet connection today.
Internet connection at 100%.
More like 85, but good enough.
Good enough to strike.
The bandwidth is widening.
Just cranking a wheel. Crank harder. We're gaining control.
Onwards to the chat.
Hey, Halo month, dude. We're halfway through.
Exciting. Well, it feels. Yeah, I guess you're right. We are halfway through, but for us, it feels like we're done already because we've recorded everything.
Yeah.
It's like we've thrown it out.
What they're seeing here is our exhausting of the Halo universe. Like, this is the end. We're much like Master Chief ventured to the far reaches of the galaxy. We have ventured to the far reaches of this franchise.
I don't know why when you said this is the end, it reminded me of fucking Skyfall by Adele for that Bond movie, where it's like, this is the end, and I just imagine like Master Chief like floating in the water because that's how Bond does it in the movie.
Sure, Alex. Whatever you say.
Sometimes I just go. You know?
Yeah.
And nobody stops me.
No, we James Bond month is coming. Stay tuned.
That'd be a good Bond month. I would love Bond month.
We would have to play 007 for that, or GoldenEye for that, right?
Yeah.
Be the requirement.
We can get Ty Lord. I think Ty Lord's the biggest Bond fan we have in the community.
Think you stabbed GoldenEye in the heart, though, Spencer.
Yeah, you did. I don't want to say anything.
I'll say it. I don't give a shit.
But the Halo map coming out next week. I think proves you a little different. I think it
don't
proves you wrong.
think so at
So,
all.
is
I
it-
think it proves me
We
correct.
we could argue off screen about it.
Okay.
Or
You
we could argue
you
on
brought it
screen.
up. I don't. I'm more than willing to say that we did discuss a GoldenEye map out, and I vetoed it personally. So if that makes me the enemy, the villain of this show, then so be it.
Veto with a capital toe.
Yes. Capital toe. Good
We
sir.
need we need Ty Lord's Law of the Land. What is the most mappable Bond game?
Probably like
Mm.
one of the like from Russia or there was another one that was third person on Xbox. I think it was like Everything or Nothing or something. There was a bunch of them like that on Xbox, but there were two that were like third person games that were pretty cool.
I think the full title is From Russia with Glove. It's where he went to Russia and had to wear a
Glover.
glove the whole time
Oh,
because it was dirty.
I thought he was buying a copy of Glover.
From Russia with Glover.
From Russia
He's
with
just holding
Glover.
it like at every scene. He's holding a game.
The team up you never wanted, James Bond,
Glover.
Glover.
Well, they said it could not be done.
They were right.
And yet here we are.
They were absolutely right. From Russia with Glover.
We regretted it immediately. Here's what Glover had to say.
Did
I
Glover,
don't think he talked.
did Glover speak in the game? That'd be funny.
Yeah, I don't think he talked. I think he was just kind of a glove with a face.
Couldn't get him to speak. We'll be back for more.
Yeah.
He typed.
Yeah, he typed.
Isn't that like peak mascot is like Glover? Like
Yeah.
we got to a point that we were like, I don't know, fucking glove, I guess. Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of peak. It's like plummet.
You share it to the Discord? Nobody's joined the chat yet. We got no chatters.
They just want to absorb all of our speaking. I mean, good for them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Most listening time we've ever gotten. Well, I'll entertain the viewers with a little Halo sermon. Oh,
That's not a sermon.
welcome to
it's a
church,
song.
everybody.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a hymn.
yeah, it's a combo. Sermonym. Join me, crowd, as we join together in worshiping the Almighty Arbiter, ruler of the land and all that is good.
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 Oh, that is good. I don't know why I like the way you said that.
Where others have disagreement, the Arbiter decides what is right and wrong. Please contribute
It's a great accent. I like that.
to the Arbiter Fund. Thank you.
Praise be Cortana.
Praise be Cortana.
Master Chief, the flood has erupted from the facility below.
What will we do?
What are we going to do?
Put your
If you'll turn-
bootstraps in, soldier.
If you please turn to Reconciliation 3:4, you can see. And thus Master Chief pistol whipped the Covenant.
And this is where the flood was vanquished by an assault rifle. Thank you again for your service, Master Chief.
Oh boy, I mean, do we just get started and
Yeah, we can get started. People.
You're in charge.
Hopefully
We're
oh.
following your lead.
I was just in charge of the chat. I didn't know I was in charge of the whole show.
well, it is your
All
month
right.
too.
That's true. It is my month. Welcome, everybody who isn't here yet. Welcome to the Game Talk live episode for Halo Month. We are midway through. We've been having a great month, but having some interesting feedback on the month.
Can we go into that?
Yeah, we can. We can. What do you want to talk about, Spencer?
I didn't know that people were so obsessed with the story of Halo. And I don't think it's older people. I think it's probably younger people, but that's still very interesting that people had such a vitriolic take on the storytelling of pew 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 laser 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 shooter.
Dude, that's tells you two things. One, people don't understand nuance and they take every word you say super literally.
Yeah.
And then two, like, yeah, please defend yourselves. Like, I feel like it's an echo chamber of like repeating just stuff that's common knowledge. The most insightful comment we got was that like Halo 2 online multiplayer was where it started. It didn't start with Halo 1, although there was multiplayer in the first game, and even then it was a fraction of like the live population was playing. But it just missed the point, you know? The point was just that culturally Halo became known for its multiplayer. It's nothing. We did not say that like the campaign sucked. Everybody here likes the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Campaign's great. So I just think that people have a problem saying like when you say we didn't like the story, you didn't mean that we didn't like the campaign. So I don't know why people took it to mean that. That's sort of the impression I got.
Yeah, and I quickly turn into a snob when you start talking about stories in games, so I try not to. But there are so few, in my opinion, good stories in video games. Very few. And really, off the top of my head, I can think of 2. every other one might have an interesting plot, but the story itself, when you condense it to like the themes and what they're trying to say about the world, are usually nothing. And that's perfectly fine. It's a video game. It's meant to be fun. So let's just play a fun game.
I'm kind of confused, Spencer. You said 2. What 2 Kingdom Hearts games were you talking about?
Yeah, well, it's 1, and then 2 I think took a little dip, but 3 for its complexity, I give it the nod. So 1 and 3. No, it's
Oh
no,
no.
3 is my favorite, and then 3/4 times 589 divided by 12 was also really good. So actually, I nominate that.
That's the keeper.
Yeah,
That should be
sleepover
on the
days.
Sleeping in
Sleepover days and nights. Sleepover nights. That one's
Kingdom Hearts,
the
sleeping
real
in a
meat and
van
potatoes.
was my favorite.
Yeah, you know, I've always been a big proponent of. To me, the story of a game, most of the story of the game is the gameplay, you know, and the experience of playing the game. And I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of those people were just like any extreme fan base of anything. It's just like you'd say anything like, oh, you know, the story wasn't really that important. It's just like, well, fuck you. You know,
was
it's just
my
like
life.
yeah, exactly. You know, like to us, to them, it was their life. To us, it was what, a Tuesday, right? That's what
Right.
that fucking thing is.
Yeah.
You know,
And I mean, show of hands, what did you guys spend more time playing? The campaign or the multiplayer?
Multiplayer by like a
Multiplayer,
ridiculous
yeah.
margin. And even when
So
even
Yeah.
when I was
you
playing
know,
the campaign, I was probably playing that multiplayer. It's not like
right.
we were like, not like we looked at each cutscene, then turned and looked at each other like, "Oh my, did you see that,
Dude, dude, they shot a guy.
that guy meant so much." No, it was like if anything, we skipped the cutscenes. It was just so let's get into it, let's tear it up.
Yeah, people will be people, man. You know, and I think anytime we tackle like a month like this, focus on a game series, just like with Digimon, there's gonna be some fucking people coming out of the woodwork. They're gonna be like, "Fuck you, fuck your opinion, man." And it's like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We also live
Doesn't
in
matter.
like the correct age. You have to be correct about everything.
That
Like
is
every detail.
very true. Because like the internet and
So
everything, everyone can just Google the answers to everything that we
right.
say and fact check us. And it's like I always say like my favorite quote in regards to podcasts is "Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story." And it's like I'm not worried about the facts. And this we're talking about Halo. Like I'm just telling you my experience with it. I'm not here telling you I'm the expert of Bungie. I don't know every little detail that they ever did. I don't know the 5 guys that created Bungie, that 2 of them still work on it. I don't know any of that. I'm just telling you my experience,
Guys.
dude. Yeah. delicious hamburgers. So yeah, I don't give a shit. Like it's if I'm wrong, I don't care. It's my
Yeah.
experience.
People thrive off that. One guy in the comments is like, "Man, you guys really need a Halo expert on." I'm like, "What does a Halo expert look like to you?"
Yeah.
All three of us grew up with
Oh,
the game and played it. We're
yeah,
all experts
and
of Halo in our own lives from our childhood.
Yeah.
So
it's just
please
a person
tell
that
me.
agrees with his opinion. That's all it is.
That's the expert.
Yeah.
And at that point, if all you're looking for is like agreement, what are you doing? Like, what is your life?
I can't think of a
That's-
worse place than a Halo echo chamber. That's got to be death.
It exists though. I mean, the consensus is basically 343 sucks. That is the echo chamber, which I'm fine with. Like, I mean, whatever. But it almost seems like it's a rallying cry because it's hard to argue against that in a sense.
Right. But like,
Versus with other like fan bases, like I can't say I don't like Breath of the Wild without, or at least 5 years ago, 6 years ago, without people getting all in a fucking hissy fit.
now it's becoming a little
Including
more
me.
accepted. But yeah, back then it was like, don't you dare,
Right.
don't you ever. Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. It has been cool seeing the amount of feedback we've gotten, and we've gained subscribers and stuff. So I think the month's been successful.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
we tried a lot of
So.
new things on it too, which is really cool.
Yeah,
And thank you
the
for being
Versus
flexible on
episode,
that, Alex. This is Alex's month. And
Yeah, dude, I'm flexible as hell.
he bends over backwards. He does cartwheels. He does it all.
I do it all. And yeah, the Versus episode I think was a big one. We did Versus for Treasure, but we talked about this off screen, but Treasure's a little more niche, I think, for a lot of its stuff. The Versus for the Halo episode and stuff did really well. Like the episode itself. I think it's one of the big, like, for a regular podcast to get that many views that quick was uncommon for us. So pretty sick. Pretty cool.
Pretty tight.
Pretty tight.
It was unprecedented growth this month.
Oh.
Yeah, no presidents, right? Unprecedented.
We had a president, and then
Not
he
even
quit.
one.
He unprecedented himself.
Dude,
Became the prime
gives-
minister.
This is the anti-Treasure live episode. Nobody gives a shit today. Nobody's joined.
It's true. Treasure Talk was a real gem. Now here we are, just like, hello, we're selling fruit at this quarter. But you know what we did last time? We started with the games so people could kind of join in throughout. I
Yeah.
think we started a little later too. We started like noon or 12:30.
Well, it's noon now. It's 12.
Right. Well, just for those who are checking in after the fact with the Game Talk Live, we mix it up and mash it up. We do the games first, and we do Q&A and A&Q. So, exciting stuff.
Yeah. So I guess we can get started. Who wants to go first today?
It's really two options because I'm going with you, Alex.
Yeah.
So
we
let
really only
Spencer
have
go, maybe.
two. Yeah, we'll be the grand finale. We'll let Spencer go first.
Wow.
We'll be the arbiters.
Way to just shortchange mine. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be
Maybe
the
mine
we'll be
is
the
the early finale. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yours is the pre-finale, and we're the post-finale. How about that?
There you
We're all
go.
the finale.
Yeah, you're pre-game, we're post-game. The game is somewhere in the middle. You just have to look for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll get started on mine. Let me see if I can even find a video of mine.
This is the buffering sound.
Play me out.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha.
Ah.
Ha ha ha. I'm actually just laughing.
Okay. This is gonna have to be good enough because I don't want to spend all this time looking. I was going to originally do Halo. What was it? Not Reach. The other one.
ODST.
Yeah, I was originally gonna do that. And I didn't hate it. So your quick review of it, it seems pretty good. It's like a noir take on Halo. I'm not sure I want that from Halo, but for what it was pretty good. But I got to thinking, I think there's actually a bigger conversation about Halo that we could be having. And I remembered that Halo 2 was one of the earliest games on console that I could remember that actually had DLC. I don't know if people really remember that, but I don't remember what year it was released. I should probably look at that.
4.
It released in 2005 for $20. I think the game Halo 2 came out in 2004.
Okay.
And then there's a downloadable multiplayer map pack that costs $20 that you could buy. And that just shows you how popular Halo was, because I think it had I got the stats here. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 additional maps that you could play for Halo 2. And it also had a couple other things. It had some videos. So like a 3-minute Halo 2 side story cutscene about a squad of Marines stranded near Old Mombasa. And it had some like a documentary just showing how Bungie made the 9 maps, in case you were curious about that. I guess it's just
I don't know why it's so funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like we put the door over here on this one.
You're probably wondering why. Let me explain.
The warthogs in this quadrant because Fred came in one morning.
Yeah.
It all started in Forge mode.
And it's got some like trailers and announcement stuff, which is just kind of funny. But I mean, as a whole, I found it so curious that this is kind of it's not the first console game with DLC. I did a little bit of research, and they'd experimented with this on the Dreamcast, which is kind of cool to think about. But the problem with the Dreamcast was they didn't have a very large hard drive. Like that wasn't really like there was a very, very, very limited space because they didn't really think about that at the time. And I mean, even in PS2 and GameCube, those didn't really have anything either. But the Xbox did have a dedicated hard drive that was actually pretty robust for the time. So they could do things like theoretically give you DLC. So in a way, if you want to put the blame on anybody for creating DLC, you might want to go the Microsoft route because they are the ones that equipped consoles to have the capability to download content. So I just thought it was an interesting footnote in the history of gaming that Halo 2 had. While all the great things it brought us one thing that this community really doesn't like, which is DLC. It's not the first Xbox game with DLC either, but it is obviously it's Halo 2, so very, very popular and worth noting. As far as the maps go, they were okay. None of them will stand the test of time against the more popular ones like Lockout and Gulch, but I did like one called Warlock, which my friends did not. So we only played a couple of rounds on it, but I liked it a lot. It was a very close game, so it was like shotgun was popular. I think the sword you could get it in that map, but again, just very close combat, and I liked the fact that it was just constant warfare, like very, very quick. Almost, it almost felt like an Unreal Tournament style map, but with the gameplay of Halo. So I thought it was really fun and nice change of pace from Zanzibar. But there's not a lot to say about it, but I think there's a lot of discussion to be had around DLC and what it could add to console gaming at the time. Because it's worth noting too, obviously PCs, this is nothing new. This has been going on forever. They have literally expansion packs were just the norm for forever. So this was nothing new for PC. But for console, this was brand new. And I think a lot of people were probably excited by it, not really thinking of the negative things that could come from this. Did you guys ever mess around with the multiplayer pack?
I didn't download it because I was poor and a child. So, I own the game. And it really annoyed me. I don't know if this was exclusive to Halo 2 or if it was Halo 3. I don't think it was Halo 2. I think it was Halo 3. But once they introduced those extra maps, they weren't there in the beginning. So when you played multiplayer in the beginning, you could just join in any Team Slayer or Slayer, buffering match. But when they introduced those, if you didn't have them and then the engine switched or said the next map is going to be one of the expansion pack ones, you'd get booted from the lobby.
Oh my god.
It was egregious. I absolutely hated that. But I kept playing anyway because there was nothing better to do. But no, that was a scummy practice that I didn't appreciate. I don't think it started with 2, but at the time I was playing 3, I remember that distinctly.
Yeah, I never downloaded it, but I think something interesting, and this shows like the time period that we were in at that point with DLC. Well, like we had, like, of course, like you said, the Dreamcast had some DLC, but it was never huge. And then, like, there were consoles before that, like the Super Nintendo and Genesis both had things where you could download games, but they weren't exactly like the same idea as DLC. But what's interesting is that the fact that they released the Halo 2 DLC on a disc, like you could just go buy it.
That's how I got it.
So yeah. So it was like the idea of buying downloadable content on a disc, and this wasn't the only one game that did that. Fable did that too with the Lost Chapters. It was like they released it on a disc as well, so you could get the game with the DLC or whatever.
Mhm.
And it's like that is such a product of that time. Like I can't imagine buying DLC today, just DLC on a disc.
Yeah.
So, as like how new of a concept that is. So, whenever I am out and about, sometimes I'll still see that Halo 2 map pack disc, and it just makes me smile.
Well, you brought up an interesting point. Is that if you just take DLC at its word, DLC, downloadable content. I don't love that term because, especially from a PC perspective, downloadable content is literally anything, and it changes the it. I don't know if it's really what they mean because, like, if you're playing on PC, people can make mods for games, and you have to download the mod. So therefore, is that DLC? Is that downloadable content? I think in the context of what most people refer to as DLC, it's additional paid content by the developers for their game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the understood notion, and just to clarify, like, we have to clarify that term because it can get a little sticky when, like Alex was talking about, there were downloadable stuff in Japan. I think there's even more for a lot of, like, for early stuff, that when they were just messing around with, like, internet starting and, like, being able to submit data or transmit data across telephone lines. But I'm really referring to more of, like, content for an existing property sold by the developer, because that's what gets into the scummy practice that our community faces, where it's you have a question mark. You have, okay, was this content meant for the game and you just decided not to release it and release it later to make us pay for it? Like, it starts to become that question. And I think that's an interesting question. I'm actually not anti DLC. I'll put that out there. I'm kind of pro DLC, honestly, with the caveat that obviously it's possible that there's a nefarious practice going on. But on the other hand, and I think our friend Legend of Leo did a pretty good video. I don't know if he fully addressed it, but he was discussing inflation, essentially, and is gaming more expensive now than it was before. And realistically, games have not increased in the base cost by very much. In fact, in some ways, they're actually cheaper now than they ever were, especially if you take inflation into account. They're astronomically cheap. And one way that I think they've managed to keep that down is by monetizing the game and selling DLC. So ideally, the core game, with fluff removed, is what you get. And in a way, that's good. Maybe they took out stuff that just wasn't really needed, and they said, "Hey, we could sell it later to, like, the super fans," and that's what you get.
There's some funny practices still happening with that though. Recently, I was reading about a thing yesterday. Have you heard about the Star Wars Outlaw stuff that's happening?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, so Ubisoft, who's one of the most egregious when it comes to DLC, they're making that Star Wars Outlaw game, and you can buy like three different SKUs. You know how they do that. So
Yeah.
it's like main game, whatever edition, and then like the 109 edition where it has all the stuff. Well, if you buy like the $109 edition, you get exclusive access to a Jabba the Hutt mission, one mission where you get to work for Jabba the Hutt.
Oh yeah.
And everybody was so upset because they're like, why do we have to pay $109 to get one mission with Jabba the Hutt? And then Ubisoft was like, no, 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 guys, that's not the Jabba the Hutt mission. That's a Jabba the Hutt mission. And they're like, that doesn't make it any better.
That makes it so much worse.
Yeah. I want the definitive Jabba the Hutt experience, okay? I don't want any old Jabba the Hutt mission.
That is literally them cutting a mission out and being like, yeah, you got to pay extra if you want to play that one mission.
Yeah. Well, I'm for it in the sense that like let's really test what people are willing to pay. You know? I'm a capitalist. I love the idea of capitalism and I'm just curious because people can bitch and moan online all they want. But if they make a bunch of money off this and it worked, then what does that tell you? You know? Like the proof is right there in the financial figures. If people literally will pay that $109 for a Jabba the Hutt mission on top of the ones they already had, I mean, hey, somebody.
But that's
somebody out
the
there found that.
quandary. It only works for franchises with staying power. It does not. You can, like. I don't think DLC is as common. Like you would think it's like the law of the land that all modern games are like DLC whores, but it's really only the franchise that can get away with it, and those that don't, they just won't sell. And I mean, like, what's the harm? And I guess the harm will be for their reputation in the long run. But when I think of like modern games I've played, even like with the Resident Evil 4 remake, don't they just give you like all the like added DLC for free? Like at that point, and I wouldn't say that from my understanding, that stuff was withheld. It's pivotal story stuff. It was mercenaries missions and like, and that's positive example where they just give it to you after the fact.
Well,
I
way
don't know. Is my
later.
point like
Way
making
later.
sense?
I mean, they give it to you.
Sure,
way
but
later.
and it was not missing from it wasn't like something that I think was originally in the plans and then they just scrapped.
Well,
Like
they
they
they did
deliberately
they,
pulled it out.
they did release that Ada Separate Ways thing for $10, which apparently is really good. So like good value, I guess. But that was sort of held back from the original Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
But was it planned to was it already designed at the time and like
I
was
don't
it
know.
a pivotal part of the experience? I don't know.
We can't
Yeah.
know that. That's sort of the big conundrum. And I try to be optimistic and not look at companies as evil, even though I see profit as not as evil. So I try to remain positive, and I certainly, like you mentioned, Ubisoft. Fuck that company, dude. I
Yeah.
can't stand Ubisoft. I think but not even just for prices and stuff. I just watch them use the same engine over and over again, and just use the shit out
Oh
of it.
God,
Even when
everything, man.
even when it's a bad engine.
That's my issue with the modern gaming is like when everything feels like it's just developed in the Unreal Engine. It's like I keep playing the same thing over and over again, just with different like little twists. But I think
don't mind the Unreal
the
Engine,
back to the
but
back
like,
to the Ubisoft thing though. I think that they've done harm to their reputation in that way. Now when you see a Ubisoft game, fuck that company. Like, and I don't think you're definitely not the only guys who feel that way. I know just from you guys saying that, and like when I see Ubisoft or some other similar companies, I kind of feel similar. Like I just kind of look away. Like I know what your practice is. I see these fighting game bundles, it's like $10 on sale. But then there's like $119 version. I'm like, what's the catch,
mhm.
Well, I think fighting games are one of the few genres that can get away with it because fighters are such a pivotal part of the experience anyway. And honestly, if you're into fighting games and you buy fighting game DLC, it feels substantial. It feels like it's actually important to the gameplay to like have the extra characters and stuff. So
I'm not a fighting fan. I look at that as highway robbery, fighting
Yeah.
games.
Mhm.
That's insane to me.
To have
That-
support for 3 years for one fighting game with DLC.
Yeah, yeah.
New characters. New
like-
characters always coming out.
Like, hey, we're gonna keep this game alive by releasing one character, and it's like, oh my god, we all have to buy it, and it's like, whoa, that's wild. But I mean, that spirit, I guess, has been kept alive for forever. I mean, that's the arcade experience, right? Is gouge like every freaking quarter out of a human that you can. So they're just following their they're following what they've always done on that one. But it's they're not all.
I mean, I just
yeah.
think too of in terms of fighting games, like Mortal Kombat Armageddon released with every single Mortal Kombat character at the time. There was no need for more DLC. So I always thought that was kind of like a unique thing. Brawl had a like significant roster. Like that was pretty impressive. I don't know. I mean, with Smash, that's a different conversation. We can have that one next month if you want, but I don't know.
Well, they released a ton of DLC for theirs.
Oh yeah.
They got that's a whole I don't even know what to call it. Like cultural phenomenon was like the Smash Direct.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah, wait.
character reveals. They milked the shit out of that for years and kept it
Yeah.
relevant. So that's an interesting case study.
Well, that's
I'm not ready to comment on that.
well, it's if you think the other stuff is evil, you can't think that isn't evil. But I don't really think it's evil. I think it's a testament to their brand. They really did a good job of having and they're protective of their Nintendo brand, and they can sell that stuff at a premium because their brand means that much. So
It
good on
feels
them.
it feels valuable. Jabba the Hutt mission does not feel valuable. You know
Not
what I mean?
anymore. Not anymore since Star Wars has been hoard out till no end.
Yeah.
Like if this were like back in like the 90s or like not like the early 2000s or something.
2000s. Yeah.
Holy shit, that would have been.
If this was pre Battlefront 2 loot boxes, maybe.
Yeah.
Because God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's Halo map pack.
Yeah. Matt Pat.
Map pack.
No, Matt Pat from Game Theory.
Oh. I'm just trying to make a
He
song.
plays
and
Halo?
You're talking about your boyfriend.
Yeah, my boyfriend Matt Pat. Remember Matt Pat?
Yeah.
He's and that's just a theory.
A boyfriend
Hey,
theory.
boyfriend theory. Thanks for smooching.
Maybe we have some people in the chat, but they're not going to ask any questions. So I guess we're
No,
open.
no.
They
To,
don't
open
need
to
to.
questions.
We're gonna do. Just say hi. Hi, everybody.
Nobody's talking. We have 5 people watching. Nobody cares.
Hey, I care.
Did you put something in the chat, Daddy?
Care.
I know it's so
Says I
weird.
care.
We had so much involvement on Treasure One.
Treasure Wah.
It's a lazy Saturday. Is it like Easter or something? Easter
It's
Bunny
4,
came in.
it's 420.
Oh, everyone's too high.
Yeah, everyone's
They're like
too high.
nervous to like say something they're gonna regret.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Go get high.
You think
Type
Brian's
something in the chat.
Brian's smoking up today?
Yeah, he's smoking his joints.
Totally,
As
yeah.
he always does.
He's token gamer.
The token gamer?
Yeah.
The token gamer or the Tolkien gamer?
Why not both? Token with Tolkien.
only plays
Hey
Lord
everybody,
of the
welcome
Rings
back to a Lord of
games.
the Rings. Yeah, my Lord of the Rings channel. Hey guys, welcome back to Tolkien. Today we're token up a spliff while talking all things JRR.
Man, I would make some jokes, but I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings, so.
Second breakfast?
Orcs, elves, dwarves. But what about second breakfast?
What about second breakfast? Fool of a toque. Come on, there's a lot in the Lord of the Rings. Did you ever read the book, Teddy?
I bet.
Oh, a long time
Tyler's
ago, I read
here.
the trilogy. And I read The Hobbit.
Here. Tyler says, I look like a hippie, but I don't smoke.
There we go. Hey, that's good. Preserve the lungs
Our boy.
and the brain. I did read the books.
Yeah.
Was a while ago.
Yeah, I read them in high school. So
Nerds.
these movies.
Would you read
these
them
movies are
again?
cool. Yeah, maybe. I didn't hate them. They were good.
Mm.
It's
Okay.
not really my thing that I read now, but it was. I mean, it's so culturally relevant that it might be worth another. It was pretty close. The books were pretty close to the movies, but there was like
Yeah.
an entire character that I remember that like Tom Bombadil was just like not in the movies at all. I think he might be in The Hobbit, but I hated The Hobbit so much that I don't really remember the movies that much.
Oh, Hobbit movies was like,
Those were a joke.
yeah. It was like that was the shortest book, and they
Yeah.
made equal length movies out of it.
Yeah, it's weird to make like a 9-hour total runtime out of like a 100-page book or however long it was.
Is there DLC?
Yeah, DLC from The Hobbit.
DLC, the movie.
Yeah.
Downloadable Lord of the Rings.
All right. Well,
Tyler, we had some James Bond talk. You'll have to.
It's a bondage.
Well, we can just ask him again. I don't know.
Some James
James
bondage.
Oh, James Bondage is that's
James
after hours.
Bondage.
Damn, I'm down for that.
That's the dumbest idea.
There you go.
Dum 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 dum.
I'm man. Well, Spencer, thank you for talking about Halo 2 DLC before DLC was DLC. Very nice of you. Did you play it on the original Xbox for this?
Back in the day, yeah, I played the hell out of it.
No, I meant for this.
No, I didn't touch it for this.
It went down memory lane.
Yeah, just remembered how interesting it was that this exists.
Tyler says, I remember Tom Bombadil has godlike powers and a hot wife. We all strive to be Tom
Go back to the
Bombadil.
book for that.
Basically me.
Godlike powers and a hot wife.
Yeah.
That's why it stuck out to you so much after all these years.
Is that what she calls you in bed, Spencer? Tom Bombadil?
Yeah. That's why she keeps going, fuck me, Tom, fuck me.
Tom Bombadil. That's too much to say. The whole thing.
She says, fuck me, Tom, and then afterwards I just think in the shower, she must have been talking about Tom Bombadil. And she must think I'm that.
She must think I'm Tom Bombadil. It's sick.
It's the only explanation for her calling me Tom.
Tom Bergeron.
Tom Badil.
It's Tom Bergeron from like America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. He's a good guy.
I only know him from that. I don't know what he did other
He
than that.
he's like a host of like Dancing with the Stars.
I don't watch that.
I don't either, but
was that one as funny as America's Funniest Home Videos?
Alex, nothing is as funny as America's Funniest Home Videos. They're the funniest. It's in the
They're
title.
America's Funniest. You're right. I should have. I feel stupid.
Used to watch that while eating best wings. Best chicken wings ever.
Oh man, I want the worst wings.
I want worst wings. Yeah.
Wings too good.
That reminds me of the joke from Elf with the world's best cup of coffee, and he's like, "We did it, everybody! Congratulations!
We did it."
Congratulations on the world's best cup of coffee."
See, I love it. I love Christmas movies, even stupid ones. I don't really give a shit. And Elf is great. I love that movie. We watch it like every year.
Elf's good.
Elf on the
classic.
Shelf.
Yeah. All right, me and Teddy are here today to talk about something that you may not want to get on your shelf from an elf. So, we've had a pretty good Halo month. We've talked about some Halo stuff. We have a Halo Combat Evolved map out coming out next week. So we dare to ask, what happens when the combat refuses to evolve? That's right. We're me and Teddy, we're gonna tag team a little game called, what is it, Teddy?
Smells like trash. I mean, Halo 4.
Halo 4, the first 343 game. We played it on the Master Chief Collection on co-op, and then after me and Teddy played it, I played it again by myself. Well, not by myself, but like off of. I played it again offline with another person. So I've played through it twice now on the thing. When me and Teddy played it, we played it on Legendary, and then whenever I
Yeah.
played it
Oh, is it
offline,
legendary? I think it's just heroic. There's like
oh
in
sorry,
between.
heroic. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Yeah, the whatever hard is, which I think is heroic. And then offline, I played on whatever the normal one is, and I think it's just called normal. And I had two vastly different experiences, and we're going to talk about that. Teddy, I'll let you take it away. What's the plot of Halo 4?
Oh, don't do that. I can't tell you about the plot. Okay, this is some bullshit. I can't. I don't have the wiki up. I wasn't ready for this. Listen, I'm gonna give it to you from the top of my brain. It's about Master Chief like reawakening and the new suit of armor, and then Cortana is like kind of spaghetti brain. She's going all haywire, and but at the same time she's kind of cool. So it's like, what the hell happened? The plot synopsis is garbage, even though directors of this game can't explain it to you in a logical way. I guess the Covenant are back. What the fuck? Like, it's a bunch of what the fuck. That's what this game is. The Didact, the Librarian, and the Gaslighters. There you go.
Oh, those nefarious gaslighters.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
So yeah, yeah, so after the events of Halo 3, where Master Chief was like he froze himself and he was like, when the universe needs me, I'll be here or whatever. Well, apparently that was like 4 years later or something. Because like literally, I think it's 4 or something like that, 4 or 5 years later. He's unfrozen.
20
and
minutes later.
20 minutes, I'm back.
How long's it
Um,
been?
he wakes up in a new suit of armor, which makes no sense because he's got frozen in the Halo 3 armor. Directors of the game from 343 says nano machines. That's the most Hideo Kojima thing I ever heard.
Is that
So
true?
yeah, they said
Yeah, the
nano
They said
machines
nanotech.
nano
upgraded his
machines?
art. Yeah, they said
Yeah.
fucking nano machines, dude. That's straight up Metal Gear shit right there. That's nano machines.
Oh,
Um,
God.
so yeah, there's two plots happening. Um, there's a new race of enemies called the Prometheans, which are like aliens that were created by the Forerunners, and this character named the Didact is trying to awaken some weapon called the Composer, I think it was called, or something. Very nothing plot there. And then the other thing is that Cortana is going to die because apparently AIs can't survive past like 8 years or something, I guess. So she's gonna die. I don't know why that's a thing, but it's a thing that is now. So they have two plots running concurrently. Cortana slowly dying, and you're trying to stop the Didact from using the Composer. And it's oh yeah, and the Covenant are back, but now they're like religious nuts because I guess
Weren't they?
Maybe.
Yeah. You talked about that a little bit.
yeah, because we had that truce in Halo 3, and then they were like, well, these are like different Covenant. These are like religious Covenant. And it's like, well, like okay. I guess. Um so that's the basic setup. And Teddy, we could talk about the gameplay. What'd you think about the
Yeah, I
gameplay?
got notes. Um, okay, this game aged like cheese. Really bad cheese. That's the first thing I wrote. Alex said at one point 343 was drunk when they were handed the keys. Plot is especially bad. Cortana's back and roid raging, but she's also guiding you. Like, okay. Memorable characters such as Didax, the librarian, and the composer. Um, okay, to give you a sense of how bad the dialogue is, in Mission 8, one of your like teammates says, all right, we're going to see the composer. You'll need to get composed. And at that point, I just like facepalm so hard. There were a couple good ideas. At one point, you're in a mech, pew pew, like some Ed 209 RoboCop stuff, and then it's over in 10 seconds, and then you're back to the ground combat. There were some decent warthog sequences. There was like a big mammoth that you're on with turrets. That was cool, but short lived. Some really bad ideas. At one point in the second half of the campaign, Alex and I got stuck on one mission, and your the issue is your weapons you can't get ammo. So we were kind of locked in this inner area where we had banshees, these horrible Promethean enemies, which we haven't really got into, but they're just bullet sponges. You can't headshot like the bigger guys, and you can only pick up their weapons, which are kind of whack. There's like a bolt shot, which you have to. It's like a charged shotgun. The light rifle is okay, but it's no BR. And plasma pistol was pretty gimped. Banshees while you're on foot. I don't remember that. We had to hijack a Banshee and exploit checkpoints. Okay, so to get through that one mission and a couple other missions, we literally had to take the Banshee and go to the end of the level to just kind of bum rush it. Oh, I remember this one where we were piloting this bigger ship too, and I had to get in the side of the ship. It's like an aerial mission, and my firepower is useless. I basically was just set up to die, and we would have to also just rush to the door and then try and bolt our way in. Just very poor game design.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a Pelican. That's what it was. Was this game play tested? That's the end of my notes.
Yeah, the Promethean guys, the big ones are called knights, and what's annoying is that what's a great design for a first-person shooter game? An enemy that can just teleport away. So the knights can just leave to a different part of the map. And that doesn't work for Halo, because in Halo you have to weaken a shield before you can actually do any damage. So by the time you weaken that thing's shield, it's going to teleport the hell out of there. So it doesn't work. And
it's the
playing
same
it on heroic was dreadful.
enemies every time. I remember at one point saying dude, again, cyber dogs and headless knight guys. Is it? And drones. It was it. It's just boring.
There was also a mission that I don't think Ted, you wrote notes about it. Do you remember the mission with the mammoth, the big thing you with the right on?
I mentioned it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a mission. There's a part of that mission where you have to go up into a Covenant ship, disable it, and then it crashes. And we couldn't figure out how the hell to do this section, because every time we would try to exit the Covenant ship, we would die. It would we'd either be too high up, or we couldn't be on it while it crashed. But we figured out that you'd have to do this a few times before you actually think about it. You have to have which you can unequip at any time, the jetpack thing equipped that lets you do a little jetpack hover, and then you have to jump out of the Covenant ship and then slowly hover down to the ground. Which again, it's possible to get up in that ship with the tractor beam without that jetpack. So very poor game design there, where it wasn't exactly clear what the hell they even wanted you to do with that.
And up to that point, with the jetpack and the other equipable side items, whatever you call them, I don't think this started here, by the way. I think it started in Reach, but they carried it into this.
Yeah, it started in Reach. But
point at which you actually had to use any of these sub items. So I had gone through the whole game not using it once, and then I was like, oh yeah, I have a jetpack, I guess. And I think Alex figured it out. And then another point, I think it was during the Pelican mission, the only way he could get over to me was to just exploit the jetpack and fly all the way from one far end of empty space into mine.
I forgot about that.
It's so dumb.
And that room just full of there was that room full of enemies with the banshees flying around. Yeah, that was one of those moments that I remember. It took us forever. We kept trying to fight our way through. We couldn't figure out how the hell to do this area, and then I ended up just taking a banshee, flying it to the end of the room, and then jumping out and triggering a checkpoint as fast as I could. That way we could just get past the area because it was so miserable. Yeah, it was not fun. But I want to talk about the fact that we played it on heroic, and then I played it on normal. And there was a revelation playing it on normal. There were still some issues, and I'll talk about that in a second. But those issues that we had with the gameplay in terms of how hard the enemies were, getting past certain areas, having like exploit and stuff, didn't exist on normal. On normal, it was a cakewalk. So it just seems like this game has very bad scaling for its difficulty. It just seems like you go one difficulty up and it just cranks it up to 11, and kind of annoying. So
Yeah, I mean, we
yeah,
played Halo 1 the last couple missions heroic, and it wasn't that bad. It was fine. There might have been like one or two tricky sections, but that's it. Um, yeah, that's not right. For you to pick heroic, it's not even legendary difficulty, you know?
it's like night and day from normal to heroic. But there were still some issues that I had on normal that we saw on heroic. One of them is that sometimes cutscenes just won't have audio. And
Mhm.
both times I beat it, the final cutscene, by the way, there's no boss fight. The final cutscene is a QTE where you have to set a bomb. And it's annoying. And then both times, both with Teddy and then playing offline, no audio.
Oh,
People were talking, you couldn't hear anything. All you
Dude, it
heard
was
is like
half of our
the beeps.
playthrough. In the second half of the game, I couldn't hear anything that was happening in these cutscenes. So probably for the better because the story was whack anyway. But I could not like people's mouths were moving. I was like, is this supposed to be a quiet scene? I didn't understand.
And I do have pictures of this. I could share them in the Discord if anybody wants to see them. Playing offline and doing the mission with the mammoth thing, where you have to ride the big mammoth car through the desert. Um, Something weird happened that I've never seen in a Halo game. The world just stopped loading at one point, so it looked like we were riding the mammoth on nothing. And we got to a point to where it stopped, and it was like, okay, get out, and there was nothing there. And we were like, we can't do anything. I had to like reload a checkpoint and it worked, but we were just cracking up because you would get out of the mammoth and like there's no ground, you just fall. It was so stupid, and I was like, wow, I've never seen that in like a big like Microsoft game or anything, like a glitch that bad.
yeah.
The whole world's just gone, you know. So that was concerning. And this is from the remaster too on the fucking Master Chief Collection.
Wow. Oh boy. What a nightmare. This game holds a pretty special place in my heart. I mentioned a lot in the show that there was a time during the Xbox 360 era that I just tapped out of gaming, and this was right there in that spot. I had a modded Xbox 360, and I had a friend that would torrent games before their release. So I was the devil. I was pretty bad at this. I've this experience had actually changed my perception of ROMs. Um, it's one reason I don't play anything that can be sold retail. I just think I'm morally against it. And but back then I was not. Back then, obviously, like you're kind of poor and you can get games before they come out. Um, and so I did a number of those. I did Star Wars. What was it? Night. The one where you play as like Darth Vader's apprentice. The second one.
Unleashed.
Unleashed.
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed
Yeah.
2. I did it with that. I did it with Final Fantasy 13.
You.
Dude, that's probably the game that made me stop playing games because I was so disgusted with that game. But I did it with Halo 4 as well. And I remember like the ultimate snobbiness in me was I booted up Halo 4 and there was like some weird shield or something. I was just playing multiplayer. I wasn't playing campaign. I was just trying to understand the game. And there was like a shield or something. I didn't quite understand it, but I immediately just like stopped playing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't like at the time everyone knew Halo 4 was bad. The game had not come out yet. It was like it was people were still excited about Halo. It was still a cool thing. So I don't know. I just something about it just seemed off-putting to me, and it was. I realized that like me buying games like this, like super cheap and before they're intended to be bought, was not healthy, and not really the ideal experience. But even then, I just tapped out. So Halo 4, holds like a weird place in my heart as like a flag for like you need to stop playing video games for a while. It's a little depressing, actually. Yeah,
Yeah, you're talking about like there's like a riot shield type thing that like pops. It's like a big,
I don't remember.
it's like a big plasma shield that you can like go like it goes in a third person and you can kind of like march forward with it.
Maybe that was
It's like
it.
one of those. Yeah, it's like one of the equipable side items you can get, which what the jetpack is too. So
Yeah.
smart to design a mission around that.
Yeah, I didn't really get to play much of it, just enough to know that I hated it, and I didn't want to touch it ever again.
You didn't miss much. You'd probably hate it more if you played it today.
Yeah, there's some other problems we haven't talked about. The fact that the ammo count in this game is pitiful. Weapons literally use like one ammo per shot now. So like even energy weapons. So you deplete an ammo quicker than the original games, way quicker. So you better not like your rifles or anything because you're gonna be using those fucking Promethean guns because that's all you can find, baby. It's those damn lasers. Yeah. That's annoying. And some of the missions had very poor design for co-op. The mech thing Teddy was talking about is called the Mantis, which was actually the coolest part of the game for me. There was 2 missions where you get to use it. One of them actually gave you two of them to use, to where you had to like shoot down these like cannons and stuff. That was actually kind of fun. There's another one that one person gets to march around the hall with this Mantis, and then the other person just kind of got to walk around. Just gotta be there, go with them. And it feels like the most little brother gaming moment I've ever experienced. It's like I get the Mantis, you walk back there, I guess. It's
Get
like
him,
man,
Alex.
that was poor. Get him, like that was poorly designed. I didn't think about that.
Alex, what do I do? I want to ride that Mantis.
The story with Cortana is stupid. It turns into like a love thing by the end. And he loses Cortana. Then there's like an emotional cutscene at the end where he's like looking out into space, thinking about Cortana or something, and about how much he loved her. I don't know, man. Who cares?
The hubris that you could make in that post 2000s that you could make like is AI real or not type of themed story is insane to me. It's like guys, Blade Runner nailed it so long ago. They made a couple that maybe add to it a little bit here and there, but guys, this is over. Like this that
It already was over. They already killed off Cortana like in 3, from what I remember. Wasn't she like corrupted or something?
She was corrupted by not the flood, but the thing that I forgot what it's called. The thing that controls the flood. The grave mind. There we go. The grave mind had her.
It just felt like recycled concepts, though. Like it just felt like they tried to do the same thing. This really wasn't as novel as they were trying to make it.
Oh baby! Even though she's gone in 4, guess what? She's in 5. Yeah, did you miss her?
Yeah. I could just see them all in like their boardroom, and they're like, "The fans really like Cortana. She needs to be in this again." And then the creators are like, "Huh? Like,
did we just kill her?"
5 looks bad.
Find a way. I played 5. I played all the way through 5. I beat it.
I've only played it like a mission in, but I know the plot of 5 thanks to YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know the plot of 5, but I know I played through it.
Was it bad?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It wasn't.
Okay.
I mean, it was a competent shooter. But when your pedigree is Halo, it's like you got to do better.
Yeah.
So it's
and they you know what they have, like I said, I do think Infinite has been a step in the right direction for them. It's got a pretty fun campaign. I don't think it's great, but it's like a fun idea for the campaign, having like an open world and stuff and exploring it, and
yeah,
the gameplay feels a lot better. So it seems like they've taken some steps since 4 and 5 to like improve things. So that's good. Still don't care about the story, but I can just enjoy the game, I guess.
We got some
Halo
comments.
4 or Halo
Tyler
4
says
You decide.
Tyler says, sounds like Ridley Scott combined with Guardians of the Galaxy. I wish, man. I wish it was that.
I don't. I mean, I don't really like anything after Aliens.
Yeah, but at least it would be fun. If it was plus Guardians of the Galaxy. This wasn't even that. this, this was like fucking like one of those crappy 90s sci-fi movies that tried to be Star Wars and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like Battlefield Earth or whatever the hell that movie is.
Yeah.
It's like one of those.
Did you see Prometheus?
Long time ago, yeah. But I remember it just being
Dude,
clusterfuck of a narrative.
I only like the first Alien. Love that movie.
Love Alien. Aliens, I appreciate. It's not my style of movie, but it's a little boring actually, which is kind of funny. But it's fine. It's kind of like a betrayal of the first one in a lot of ways, but they're as if you take it from the perspective that they're doing something entirely different, then okay. But everything after that is like, man, you're just explaining the mystery, which is never a good idea for horror.
Oh yeah.
But and they tried to really make it like horror. Like Prometheus was like an insultingly stupid movie. Like let's make Alien again. It was like the exact same.
They want to do something with that damn franchise. They just don't know what to do. You know, they just don't understand how to approach it, what to do with it. The best thing to come out of that franchise is that Isolation game, I think.
There you go.
That's probably it. Yeah, it's probably it. Ninja Goon is here. Ninja says, Halo indeed. He says the Mantis was indeed cool. Why they didn't bring it back of all things and keep the Promethean weapons for 5. I'll never know. So it sounds like he likes the Promethean weapons. I thought they had cool designs. They were all laser guns, basically, though. And he said Halo 5.
I think he likes the regular weapons.
Oh, but okay, never mind. I got it. I got him. Okay, so he wanted the Mantis back, but he didn't want the Promethean weapons back. He said Halo 5 killed the franchise.
I will say,
yes.
I think I'm in the minority in this community, but I cannot stand mechs, so I probably would have hated that too. But I played Halo 5, and I guess they're winning. So.
What are you gonna do for Mech Month, dude?
Kill myself.
We start the episode of Teddy are sitting here, but in the background there's just dangling legs.
Yeah,
Spencer's dangling legs, and it's like.
Would you rather Mech Month or Sonic Month?
Sonic Month.
What about Metal Sonic? He's literally a robot Sonic.
I'll set myself on fire on camera.
Shenmue or Mech Month?
Yeah.
Shenmue Month?
Yeah, or Mech Month.
Oh, Shenmue Map Out for Sega Month.
Oh, that's the one that gets you to choose Mech Month?
Well, there's nothing. Shenmue Month would imply that we'd have to play another Shenmue game.
Yeah, Shenmue 2.
And I would just kill that would be terrible. I would fucking hated Shenmue so
much. At least Mech Month, you can play that, the FromSoft one, right?
Yeah, I would just play Armored Core 6 and just.
Yeah.
I'd have an excuse to play that, so that's what I would do.
Well, yeah. They made a bunch of mech games, so.
What if the mech map out is Kirby Planet Robobot?
That is a mech game, technically.
Sounds lame. I don't know. I never played it.
It's good. It's just a Kirby platformer, but he has a.
You know what I would probably play for the Gametalk of that though. Now that I think about it, I would play Rocket Slime.
Good pick.
For Mech Month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it in a mech?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were mechs in Dragon Quest.
Yeah, in Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime, you play as the slime, but you go into this large mech and like you have to like load the cannons.
You have rockets.
Basically, yeah. You put them in the cannons.
The
and
cannons, yeah.
It's funny. It's a funny game. It's cool.
If Dragon Quest had more mechs, I might be into it.
There you go. That's your starting point.
You're on Rocket Slime, dude.
Yeah.
Sentry
You know, if I could, if instead of being a hero with a sword, I could be in a giant mech with a flamethrower, I think I'd be good.
That's a very specific requirement for Square Enix. I don't think they're going to take heed, but maybe.
It might. It might. Tyler says NES month in what? NES month, Shinmu month, or Mech month. We just did NES month.
NES. Yeah, but I would do it again.
There's a lot of meat on that bone, so yeah, we'd probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of NES games. Yeah. Yeah, Shinmu month. We have 2 other Shinmu games.
What would be the map out for NES month too?
Anything. Zelda 2, Mario 2, Final Fantasy
No.
2.
Mario 2, I think. Mario 2 would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I have to call in sick for that month. I'm sorry.
I don't feel good for them.
Yeah, I have to go. My whole family died. I have to go to her funeral.
My family exploded, guys.
Sorry,
Life's
I
not
won't be.
fair.
Guys, I ate
you
a
know?
bad mushroom. You know,
I
not
won't.
really
I
feeling so
won't.
hot.
I won't be here for NES month, guys. For Mario 2. Uh,
We could totally get everybody else to just do the Mario 2 map out for us.
Just get Brian to do
Let's
it
get
by
Brian.
himself.
We'll watch Brian play.
Dude, I heard the worst take online the other day. It was that not enough people give love to Mario 2 and that it's undervalued. Dude, have you been on YouTube?
I don't know.
Yeah.
As somebody who doesn't really look for things like that on YouTube, my limit is that Alex hates it, and Brian loves it. So I always thought it was fine. So I guess I agree with that take. Not researching it or anything.
It certainly is a game.
It's a video game.
It's the game of all time. Ninja wants to know thoughts on what you would like to see of Halo in the future. You want to see from future Halo, guys? I think.
I don't want to see future Halo.
No, come on.
343 Halo? Nah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but no, but he's not saying 343. He just says Halo in general. I would hand it
Yeah.
off to somebody else. I would give it to whatever. I would give it to the people over at id. I mean, they own Bethesda now. They own all that. Give it to the
So you
guys
want
that make Wolfenstein
another
and the Doom games.
Bethesda clone Halo game with
I want
RPG
the-
elements and buff Master Chief?
No, stop. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like give it to the Doom guys. They make great
I'm
shooters.
telling
right now.
you that the id guys are going to make it another Bethesda game. That's my perspective anyway. And then I just don't think it's going to be true to Halo. And then you have the same problem. Well, not the same problem, but you have a similar problem. Me personally, I don't want to hand it off to Bethesda. I want the old Halo back. I don't want this new modern elements.
That's a good question because I'll take it in under a couple requirements that it's still going to be owned by 343 because like I guess the goal is like what would you see in Halo that would make you enjoy it and want to come back to it. I would say, and this probably would never happen because that's just not where gaming is now, but I would simplify it, really pull back on everything you're doing. Perhaps like an ODST style, like you're not Master Chief anymore, just on a mission, on a planet, or on another Halo ring out there, and we can pull back on all the weapons they've added and just really narrow it down to you against one other alien race, and just really take out all the story stuff and just simplify it, make it a simple first-person shooter experience. I can get behind it. I don't think they would do that, but that's what I would like. That would make me interested.
Or
Or
we make it a looter shooter.
or that, yes.
No, I don't trust.
I like that.
I don't trust 343. I would rather them just do something different with the franchise than try to be a lesser version of what they were at this point. Because
So if you only had the option of 343 Halo or no Halo,
I mean, those are essentially the same choice
Yeah.
because none of us play Halo.
It's sort of the same thing.
At least it
I mean,
gives YouTube content, right? If it can give
like
you
like I've,
something.
like I've said, I don't hate Infinite. I think Infinite's a fine game. So I don't know. Maybe see what they could do, but I'm scared.
You're scared.
I'm scared, dude.
What about like Halo Infinite? And is Halo Infinite on a Halo ring or is it on a planet?
I think it is on a ring. I don't remember. It's cool though. It's like an open world.
It would be cool if you could do like on a Halo ring and your goal, you could like see your goal, like the end fight on the ring at all times, and you could
Breath of the Wild.
fight your way to it.
Are you
Like,
telling me to play Breath of the Wild?
well, sure. Like Breath of the Wild does it, Elden Ring does it. Like there's games that do it, and it's an open world staple. So like that would be really cool to be like you need to go to that location and you just fight your way there. I'm cool with
Yeah,
that.
that's they dip their toes a little bit with Infinite because Infinite is open world and like you can adventure around. So they kind of you can't do exactly that. You still have to do like Ubisoft style objectives, but
Right.
they're getting a little closer to that, I guess. Oh. Teddy left. He says, "Fuck Halo Buzz."
Let it go.
Tyler says, "Me and Brian will do it." I guess he's talking about the Mario 2 map out.
Yeah.
Go nuts, guys. Guess who gets a week off, guys? He said, "What about an RPG set in the Halo universe? Would that work?
No.
An RPG?
No.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a traditional RPG. It'd be like a Mass Effect or something, right? I guess.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It'd be what's that fucking game that nobody talks about? Starfield. Yeah, that one. Starfield.
No.
I literally forgot the name of it. It's such a generic game. It's just
I reserve judgment. I never played it. I heard it was fine. That's the general consensus I feel like I got from it is that it was fine. Where's Elder Scrolls 6? That seems like what the consensus I got.
they gave you that logo. Isn't that enough for you?
Is
Right?
this enough?
Isn't it enough? I gave you the logo. Ninja says thoughts on a possible Halo 3 anniversary. I'd be down for it. I like what they did with the second game, where they added like the more cinematic looking cutscenes and stuff. So I'd be interested. I don't like the campaign for 3 very much, though. I think the 3 campaign's the least good of the trilogy. So, yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
I guess
The point's to get that moolah, Spencer. You said it yourself.
Well, but they already have the Master Chief Collection. So it's like what like are you trying to sell a Master Chief Collection or are you trying to sell remasters of games? Like what are we trying to do here? Cuz like now you're confusing. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of confusing the market.
Yeah.
It's like we have the Master Chief Collection and then outside of that we have the remake.
They'd have to put it in the collection retroactively, probably.
They have to put in the yeah. But then remember that nobody plays the campaigns on those.
Yeah, nobody does. Yeah.
Like I was playing through ODST. And
every achievement's a rare one, right?
Yeah, every achievement's like only 0.5% of the player base is achievements.
Yeah.
Like,
Nobody's
playing
touched them.
it. Yeah. So I just don't see that there's a point for it.
Tyler says, or you could fly a ship between points on the ring. I guess if you have like an open world game, you could fly a ship around. Yeah, I can see that.
I would be cool with that as like a fast travel system to go back and do things. Ooh, there you go. Hold on. What if you can collect items in the like as you go forward that can help you unlock things backwards? So you could
Metroid?
Like Metroid Prime?
Yeah. So you collect stuff and then go back, like use that teleport system or transport system to go back and then explore more parts of the Halo ring from earlier.
Maybe.
They already added a hook shot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
It's halfway there.
Yeah, yeah.
Infinite, that's what you
Infinite
guys
has,
said.
that's one of the best parts about
I
Infinite
played
is you have a hook shot,
Oh,
dude. So I do
never
that.
mind.
I hook shot all over the place in the campaign of that game.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
think I
always hook
remember
shot.
that. Okay, yeah, yeah. There was a hook shot, wasn't there? See, it's like just too many buttons for me. It's like
Mhm.
my brain.
Yeah, we need Spencer needs two. Spencer needs a Atari joystick. He needs the button and a stick. You
Back
know,
when games were
We got the
good,
console
dude.
for you. Yeah.
there's a Halo on Atari. So you know, exists. Ninja Goon says, "Isn't that what Halo Wars is?" No, Halo Wars is a tactics game. It's not an RPG. There's a difference.
The big difference.
Master Chef's cooking show.
I don't watch that. There has to be like a Halo cookbook, right? There's all those fucking nerd cookbook now where it's like, like I saw one about for Sonic where it was like, what, I'm like you can make onion rings and chili dogs, I guess. Like, what are you gonna make
There's
Sonic?
two right
But
there. Yeah.
yeah, it's two pages long the cookbook.
Well, there's
But
all
yeah,
kinds of chili dogs out there.
I that's true. I bet there's like a Halo cookbook where it's like, this is how you make the Cortana cake or something, you know. It's stupid.
I baked you a cake, Master Chief.
Master Chief, I baked you a cake. Cortana. It's
Why
the
don't
Mario.
we-
It's the Mario 64 intro with Cortana and Master Chief.
Like, why are we pussyfooting around it? We clearly see what they're trying to do with Cortana. Why don't we just make a VR game where you fuck that bitch? Like, can't we just get there
it's
already?
coming.
Where Master
Okay.
Chief just whips it out and wanks to the AI projection. And you like throttle you press the A button.
Oh,
But guys,
shove forward.
the Halo show, everybody.
Oh right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
you start. You said you started season 2. You did a little review of it in season 1 on the.
Yeah,
There's a sex scene.
I've watched an episode of season 2, so I don't know what all is contained in season 2 yet. So
Is it all better?
Oh,
Is it a better
TBD.
show?
If they get it on.
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Marvin Gaye style.
Is Cortana? She is, right?
Hmm. Yeah, she pops up in the first season.
Does she have sex with Master Chief?
Oh yeah, she does see his ass. That's true.
Hey.
He's like trying to remove the like emotion suppressor thing that's like near his spine or something, and he's like he has a knife. He's trying to feel around, and she like appears, she like anywhere, and she's like talking to him, and he's full chief ass. He's cheeked up, dude. He's full ass out, and she's like little lower. There you go, and then he like cuts it out. So you know we're getting close. He was naked and she was there, so didn't quite happen yet though. I don't think it can happen. I don't think you can actually touch her. But
I like that. That's a good synopsis of like a love story. She was naked. He was there. Or no, he was naked. She was there.
no, he was naked. She was there. She saw his ass.
Yeah.
Chief ass.
The story of a man who was naked and a girl who was there.
She's
Here's how it
present.
went down.
Yeah. I was there, Master Chief. I was there.
He was a
Curious to
Spartan,
see
but he didn't have a Trojan.
I'm curious to see if season 2 is any better. So we'll see.
I can't make it.
So
that
that's
far.
going. I don't know if 2 is like going to be the end or what. I've heard people say yes. I've heard people say no. So I don't know why they would keep going. It's not like it's that popular of a show.
Yeah.
Like like there's been gaming shows recently. You know, I haven't watched it because I'm probably not going to because I don't really care that much. But apparently that Fallout show is pretty good.
Everyone's
People have been saying
it's
it's pretty
great.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't care that much about Fallout. I've played 3 in New Vegas enough, but like that's good for Fallout fans, you know. So you know, and the Last of Us show was pretty good. So it seems like there's a bunch of other better gaming shows that are cropping up that Halo just can't compete with. The Halo shows can't.
Wow.
You know?
So much for the Halo story carrying it.
Can't wait for the Gears of War show. Everybody's all roided out.
Dude, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Dude, me too. I make fun of it, but I'd be there day one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes, dude. I
The
would
Rock
watch
needs
the
a new
fuck
role
out of
like that. Yeah, that'd be solid.
Give
Be
make
Coltrane.
do some really like not obscure, but also, like some really random casting though. Make Baird fucking Jason Statham. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have to gain a little weight, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think we can make that work. I mean, it would have to be like a little bit toned down just to get humans in. I guess
Yeah.
like Gears 4 or 5. Those are a little more toned down. I think it was 5 that I played.
Oh my god, Ty Lord says he'd have to hire a prostitute to overlay Cortana, and Ryan Gosling did in the hologram girlfriend or Blade Runner. You know what's hilarious? The first episode of season 2 of Halo, which is the only one I've watched so far of that season. But so I'm not going to spoil anything for people that I actually want to watch it. But Cortana, there was issues with Cortana and stuff. She's not actually present in the beginning of season 2, and Chief like misses her, and he actually he goes to like this weird place where you can hire, I guess, prostitutes to like dance for you and stuff. But he just has them dress up as Cortana. Like he just has one dress up
Are
like
you
she is Cortana.
serious?
That's in the first episode of season 2, and that is straight up Blade Runner. But
Dude, that show
it's
is so
dressed
fucking
as
stupid. That's funny as fuck. I love that. That's incredible.
yeah, that exists.
That's incredible.
It's what it's supposed to be like he misses her this much. He just hires a lady to dress up as her and talk to him. So, I guess Ty Lord he could fuck a prostitute dressed as Cortana. That's possible. We know this now.
I like that I googled Master Chief jerking off to Cortana lookalike, and the first article is
Just
from,
stop there.
the first article is from
Just like that,
Kotaku.
you looked it up. You know.
Yeah, the first article from Kotaku is no, Master Chief's suit does not jerk him off.
Well, he doesn't jerk off, but he just talks to her. He just like hires a prostitute to talk to her, you know.
Okay, Master Chief
To act like she
talking
is.
to
Yeah, to act like she is Cortana.
a Cortana prostitute.
Prostitute. I don't know how to phrase this where you could find what you're looking for. That's what Google's
I
gonna
feel
be.
like this would be everywhere. This would have to be everywhere if this happened.
Nobody's watched it. Nobody's watched season 2. Everyone watched season 1 and said, I'm out.
Halo season 2. If I add that, can I get what I'm looking
Uh,
for? God, nothing.
You got to put this in the AI picture maker.
Oh,
Let me see if I can find it. Halo season.
wait, this is who
2,
they got to play
episode
Cortana?
1.
This lady named Jen Taylor. She's
I don't
ugly.
know.
What the
I don't know who she is.
dude? This is
Ugh.
this chick is like
Ugh,
nowhere
brother.
near.
Ugh.
This chick's like nowhere near as good looking as Cortana is, and Cortana's a fucking robot.
Ugh.
Oh, dude, they screwed that up. They screwed the pooch.
I think she looks fine. Okay, that much.
Okay, but
Wow, there's
Cortana's
really
not
nothing
fine.
on this. There's really nothing on this scene online, dude.
that's lame.
Hold on. Here's a recap of the episode 1 from season 2. Let me see if it says it in here.
Yeah.
Ugh, because they like removed her from his brain or something by the beginning of season 2, so he's like missing her.
We removed Cortana from your brain, Master Chief, but we've shoved her up your ass.
Master Chief, hello, it's dark up here.
It's really dark. I can't see anything. It's like it's really cramped too. I bet, huh?
I'm activating the needler.
Okay, hold on. As for John, towards the episode, he seemed conversing with an AI who he has tailored to look and sound like Cortana, but is no use, as John always has a lingering feeling he's been separated from something precious. I will put this article in the thing for you. That is from the recap of the episode 1 of season 2. So I can't find pictures, but it is there. AI prostitutes, dude.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard. I cannot believe they would take Master Chief and make him jerk off to some AI bitch that looks like Cortana. That like the Halo series has fallen so far. That's
What
absolutely
a
It's
what a
bad.
cuck.
yeah,
It's bad.
Master Chief, more like Master Cuck.
for sure, dude. That's insane that happened.
Dude, he's so emasculated even within the first episode. I couldn't make it like into episode 2 consciously.
This is embarrassing.
I had to be this unconscious to get further in the Halo TV show.
This is
It
insane.
is fun to me. I've had fun watching it, and I'm sure I'll have fun watching the second season because I have heard it is better. So I don't know what people mean by that.
You have the tolerance of a saint, man.
Dude, if you think that's bad, you haven't seen some truly atrocious stuff. there's some bad media
I'm
out there.
aware there's worse out there. It's just that
there's
I
some
think
bad stuff.
what makes it particularly bad is that it just takes the source material and just destroys it.
It's I feel it's about the same as that Resident Evil show we watched. Also wasn't good, but
No, that was pretty bad, but at least those were movies, so it just kind of like you did one and done, you know?
not the movie, the Netflix show we watched with Lance Riddick.
Oh.
You say it's about on par with that?
I think so. That show wasn't the worst either, but it wasn't good. It was tolerable at points. That's about the same way I feel with this. It's tolerable.
But they feel like they're still in danger of like zombies and stuff. Like I don't know. I feel like it's still kind of
Yeah.
point.
Do you remember that cliffhanger from the one episode where her name's Jade, right? She jumps off of a building, and then the next episode she just lands on like a car. It was the most anticlimactic cliffhanger. Oh my god, she's gonna die, and the next episode she just lands. It's like,
I think I spoke about that at length when we were doing our review.
Yeah,
How angry I was with that.
Such a stupid cliffhanger.
Yeah. Is she gonna die? No, she fell in a car. Did she die? No, she kept going. Anyway, let's keep going with the show. I mean, because she should have died, right? Yeah, no. She's alive. Yeah. Alive and kicking.
Kicking chicken, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we've had 2 viewers. Thanks, Tyler and Ninja, for being here. Turnout today kind of sucked.
Why don't we say that stuff off of the air? That would be
No. I'm saying it on air. I'm airing it to the audience right now. I'm letting them know.
All right.
That's all I'll say. Yeah, exciting though. The map out next week's really good though. So excited to have that go up.
Don't add the word though. Why did you?
Yeah, today really
though?
sucks, but next week, oh, it's gonna be great. Don't even worry.
Yeah. This is garbage. Next week's great though.
Oh my god. Worst
Would you-
podcaster ever.
Would you? Yeah, it's true. Just like this episode. Would you guys?
Just retitle it, Gametalk Live, worst podcast.
Tyler says treasure better than Halo. See, he agrees.
Just rub it in, man.
As far as the Gametalk Live goes, you're probably right. Yeah.
What would you guys be down to come back to Halo at some point? Would it be? I mean, this is like I'm not asking because I want to. I'm just talking hypothetically. Do you think it'd be worth doing again?
Probably not. I think we picked the bones off or the meat off this bone.
Not for a month, but I'd be down to map out Halo 2.
Sure. Maybe for like first FPS month or something. I don't know.
Or like Xbox, like OG Xbox or something. Xbox One.
Or
I can't even say that. I hate
Dude
it.
month. Military month. Hoorah.
Yeah.
Space month.
Cortana AI month.
Ooh, sexy AI month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Flood month. Master Cheek month.
Cuck month. Master Chief, he's cooked.
AI prostitute month.
Dude, I have so many games for that.
Name one.
Yeah.
You go on Steam. There's a section for that.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk has AI prostitutes. Well, they're not really
Yeah.
AI. But they're like
Oh.
the cyberpunk prostitutes are like in your brain or something, right? They're like memories. It's weird how it works in that game. It's like you put on a thing and like you're with a prostitute, like, and it feels like it's real, but it's not. I don't know how it works.
We could just do GTA, you know?
Dude, map out GTA.
Yeah. One.
GTA 1?
Good lord. Have you played GTA 1?
I've seen GTA 1.
Oh god.
Have you?
Yes, those okay, there's nothing wrong with them. They achieve what they wanted to be, but man, but if GTA 3 never existed, nobody would fucking talk about those games
Mm-hmm.
because those early games are nothing.
Well, it's kind of both ways, because if GTA 3 never existed, nobody would talk about those games. But because GTA 3 exists, also nobody talks about those.
Nobody talks about those games. Yeah. The most I'll hear is like an offhanded comment about that time Chinatown Wars was on DS, and that one is sort of like the old ones in some way. So like that's the only time I ever hear about it.
It kind of
It's
reminds
like
me
somebody will be like, "Yeah,
it's a much more extreme example that one is, but a less extreme example is like Persona, because everyone knows Persona 3 forward as like a life sim
yeah."
RPG, and
That's all I
nobody
know.
really thinks about
I
it
couldn't
as-
tell you anything
Mhm.
about the original Personas.
Yeah, there apparently so like there was a remaster announcement, but it was done on April 1st, so no one was sure if it was true or not. But apparently it's legit. So the remaster.
Why would they put it up on April Fool's Day? It's an awful
They're
day.
morons. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of cool though. I'd be down to play Persona 1 and 2. Well,
But if they
two
were
had
like
two
handled,
different, two had like two versions. It was weird. It was there were two.
oh,
Two of them. 2 for 2.
Persona 2, it was like a Pokemon.
Not really. No.
Dude, that's what I wanted to say earlier was that I think Halo set the precedent for Pokemon.
What?
What?
Do you
Just drop the ball. Like
In what
super
way?
hard.
Oh,
Halo 4 feels like a mess, right? Like a glitchy mess in some ways. Not like to destroy the entire experience, but I feel like Pokemon has become that as well.
Pokemon offends me more, to be honest, because at least with Halo, I can say, well, it's a different team, it's a different group of people making it. Pokemon, it's just fucking lazy ass Game Freak.
Wait, what are we talking about? Glitchy mess? And we're talking about
Halo 4 was like audio wasn't working, Alex's map was disappearing. Just little things like that.
okay. And then what about Pokemon?
Oh, I just mean like, Scarlet and Violet kind of caught the rep for like being kind of like technologically not broken, but like it's just in places like not all there.
I was talking like ruining the reputation of a franchise. I think Pokemon's the worst offender to me. Yeah.
I guess I don't know. It's hard to say on that one. I would argue more Paper Mario. Because when you say ruin a franchise, you also have to assume that the sales decreased. But Pokemon is still selling really well.
Mhm.
But like Paper Mario, they had something. They definitely had something with Thousand Year Door. Ironic that they decided to remake it. I wonder. I say this both sarcastically and not sarcastically. Whose genius idea that was to remaster Thousand Year Door? It's like, remember when these were good? but like they took that franchise and then completely twisted it out of what made it popular, and literally nobody wants it and thinks of it as AIDS. So I don't.
Origami King wasn't bad, right? People seem to like that one for the most part, right?
I played it. It's
I haven't played it, so
it's got really great exploration. The combat will drive you crazy within like 2 hours. It's just too much, the combat. But
Dude, we can make a whole month based on stupid Nintendo decisions, though. So
sure.
'cause there are a lot of them. So-
Well,
Add
that's-
CEO month.
Well, it's hard to say, right? Because like very creative minds, and they want to do something different. Sometimes it pays off. You got your Zelda. You got I like what they do with Kirby. I like that. And then sometimes it does bafflingly poorly, like Paper Mario. Like
Sometimes they just make baffling decisions in general. I was thinking about I think me and Teddy talked about this the other day, like on the phone. We were talking about the Mario and Luigi series and Alpha Dream. They're right. I think that's the team. They're dead now, and that was because in 2018, or it was either 18 or 19. I want to say it was 18. They released two Mario and Luigi remakes back to back that sold on the 3DS that sold terribly, and it shut down the studio. And whose idea was this to put Mario and Luigi remakes, especially the last one, which was Bowser's Inside Story, on the 3DS in 2018 when the 3DS was not relevant anymore? A remake of a game you could already play on the 3DS at full price.
Yeah.
And then they
It's
ignore
like-
like the obvious money makers too. Like I mean, I know that the rumors are going around, but I'm just gonna voice this into the ether with the hopes it eventually happens. Where are the Zelda compilations? We got one on the GameCube. That's it. Otherwise,
Like,
playing these games
what
is
are you
like impossible.
You're thinking like 3D Zelda and 2D Zelda compilations, or what?
Sure, even like what they did with Super Mario 3D All Stars. I know that like it gets a bad rap because it's basically lazy packaging, but we don't even get that for Zelda treatment.
No, they wouldn't. They're already on the Switch through the streaming stuff. I could see them porting over the Wii U ones, the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. I could see that happening maybe
take
as
it.
like a dual pack. Yeah, I mean that'd be good because that's like one of the few things that's keeping my Wii U in my house. It's the fact that I have both of those Zelda remakes, or not remakes, but
Yeah, but I mean, like those
the
DS
masters.
ones are dead now. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
understandably so. I guess they're relics. Where do you play them?
I'm surprised they haven't done like an HD remake of Ocarina of Time.
Mm.
They-
Hell,
they-
I mean, you could count 3DS one as like a remake, remaster, and I'd be happy with a modernized version of that.
It's a remake, but that's Nintendo's stubbornness. They're gonna count that 3DS version as the remake, Spencer. They're like, well, we already did it. It's on 3DS.
Yeah.
that's their
It is
that's
a
their
better.
mentality.
Well, how do you know if it's a better version? Because it's a bitch to play on your hands. Like playing that game.
It's better
Right.
looking
on your
version.
hands. Maybe.
I would play it on
Hard
a
to say.
TV if just basically ported to the Switch.
It's hard. Well, it's hard to say if it's better looking because the screen is so freaking small and it's the ratio over that is weird. It's
I
like
can tell you it's better looking.
maybe a little bit, but I want like what Switch's output is 720. I think.
Yeah.
I'd like a 720p. Ocarina of Time. It's the biggest game of all time, or one of them. Like, just do it. It'll sell. People will buy it.
Yeah, a Majara for that matter. Do they really give N64 love on Switch aside from the service? Are there like remake? Like I feel like 3DS. Like you had Star Fox 64, you had Ocarina of Time, you had Majara's Mask. I wonder if there's others I'm forgetting.
We're kind of onto the GameCube era now. They do more GameCube stuff, like Metroid Prime, the Pikmin games, stuff like that. We get that stuff now. But Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door. So we're sort of in that town.
Xbox era, you had Banjo, Conquer, the GoldenEye. It was recent,
And that's such a disappointment, that GoldenEye one. Because there's
I didn't play it.
no, it's not bad. It's a fine port. That's all it is a port, but it's a fine port. The controls are nice on Xbox to use dual stick. But what's disappointing is that back on the 360, they actually Rare themselves developed a full HD version, sort of like they did for Perfect Dark and stuff, but they had new textures, made the game look nice, and it got canceled. They couldn't get agreements with Nintendo and MGM to release the game for 360. And that's been the problem for years. I thought that's why this port finally happened. It's just a port, and even then, there's some baffling choices. But you can play it online though. Somebody dumped the full game, so you can play the unofficial HD version for the 360, and it looks way better. And it's like, damn it, we could have gotten that, and we got this instead. And like the version they put out's fine. It's just the old game, but with better controls. But baffling decisions. Like the only version to have online play is the Switch version because of the deal with Nintendo. They wanted it on there for the online service. So you can get the better controlling version. The version on Switch controls like shit. The better controlling versions on 60, but on Xbox. But you can't play online. You have to play online on the Switch version, which controls like dog shit. So pick your poison. Do you want to play the multiplayer or not? you know, it's such a baffling choices made with that port.
The only series I think really gets N64 love is Mario. You do have 3D All Stars with the 64 remake. You do have the Super Mario Party. What was the Mario?
Oh yeah, that
Party
was good. Mario Party Superstars. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even come up with a name for it.
Well, there's two damn Mario parties on Switch with Super in the name, and they're both in different. It's like there's Super Mario Party, and then there's Mario Party Superstars. It's like,
right.
You couldn't have named it something else.
Mario Kart it has basically every course, so you could say that is representing the N64 era. I don't know. I just want more N64 love in the modern era. It feels like it's last gen and prior.
We don't get that from Nintendo, but we get that from other stuff, so like the Night Dive people. They do like the Turok and Shadow Man, Forsaken and stuff. They've been in like Quake and stuff. They've been doing some of those games that had 64 versions and stuff, are known for being 64 games. So yeah. I know, everybody. When's Panasonic 3DO month? Where's the Panasonic 3DO love?
What do you think would excite our subscribers? What month?
Oh, fucking shit. What's the most weebish JRPG? Trails? Cold Steel? I think is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't even know what those games are.
They're 60-hour, probably longer if you're a real weeb. But it's like 60-hour school romps. You're
Too long for me.
You're a student and you go to class and then you save the world on your off time. I guess I say that as a fan of Persona. There's a weird juxtaposition there, but the Trails games are very fan servicey.
Oh.
And it's like, it's just anime nonsense.
Persona, yeah, Persona's about school stuff, but it's always been like darker than that, though. It's always had like darker tones to it.
Yeah.
At least when I finished 5 and 3. So
mm-hmm. Yeah, the stories are much darker. And
yeah, it doesn't feel like the point is to be at school.
Yeah, and they don't take the characters are not like there's innuendo and there's like the backdrop of sexualization, but the characters themselves aren't like cartoonish. You know what I mean. I'm trying to not say it, but like waifu type,
I know what you mean.
Waifu type characters. Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say ease month or something. Falcon month. Falcom.
I think that our subscribers would like that. And I think that's about where that would end.
Yeah.
Why aren't you playing Valkyrie Profile 2 month?
There's only one person asking for that. So that's why I can't pick that in good faith. But I think ease applies to a couple people in our demographic.
Yeah, like 3.
Yeah.
I'm going with Duke Nukem month. Huge Duke Nukem community here, guys.
Everyone here
Yeah.
loves Duke Nukem.
Nobody shuts up about him.
Yeah. Can't go one video
Stop
without
talking
somebody.
about. Stop talking about Duke Nukem.
No, I figured it out. It's GameCube month.
That would take off.
No, that you're right. That is probably we haven't done GameCube month, have we?
Mm-mm.
No, but it's like our first video.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, we haven't actually done a month of GameCube.
What would be the map
We did
out
PS2.
for GameCube month?
Sunshine, we already did that. We could do it again.
Yeah.
Remap.
Prime probably.
Prime would
one.
be cool.
I'll be down with Prime.
Melee?
Prime will probably.
Wind Waker. Melee could work.
Yeah.
Wind
Waker
would
are
be
also-
fucking sick.
We're also Luigi's Mansion. I think that's a good one too.
Luigi's Mansion.
Is that mappable, would you say?
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
think so. I've done it
The
before.
whole,
There's some
the whole
doors.
mansion, dude. There's a whole mansion full of rooms.
We did your mansion, Spencer, in Resident Evil 1.
It basically be
Spencer
Resident
Mansion.
Evil, but Mario.
Yeah. We could even do Resident Evil 0.
Or 4. 4 is a GameCube game technically, but we already did.
True.
remakes,
Yeah,
so
we could
like-
do 4 again.
I have to put my
I'd love
dolphin to the test. A month like
I think we need a year of GameCube for 2025.
It's too expensive.
Yeah, fuck that.
You guys
Yeah.
have dolphins.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Contra, hot take. I don't think the GameCube was very good. So,
That's a hot take.
fuck the GameCube. I think it was trash, honestly. Had a couple good games.
Okay.
Every console does, but PS2 won. Sorry.
Yeah. It's so funny going back to that generation because the GameCube has a great library, but it's expensive as hell. The PS2 has a great library, but the PS2 is if you try to play a PS2 now, it is shit. The output and everything, it looks terrible. The only one that's good is like for tech wise and price wise is the Xbox, but then you're stuck with the Xbox exclusives.
Dude, how does PS1 look better than PS2? PS1 games have held
I
up
don't
better artistically.
Well, artistic. I feel like that's a different. That's a different argument.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't think any of them that look great in modern times. I don't think any of them. They all look like
Shadow
shit.
of the Colossus, maybe. Shadow of the Colossus looks pretty good still.
Well, again, if we're talking about like resolution and graphical fidelity, then no, they all look like shit. But if you're going to pick out like certain art styles, yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is phenomenal. Although the remakes obviously look far better. Metal Gear Solid, the very specific style they took for 3 looks beautiful. It'll always look nice. I don't even know. I can even describe how they did that. It's like a bulk.
I can describe it.
Okay.
Do you want me to describe it?
Yeah,
What
go
a
ahead.
thrill.
Yeah, like every console has a game that I actually, another controversial opinion, I think Ocarina of Time looks good. I know it's like blocky and has whatever, but I don't care. I think it looks good. Everyone says Final Fantasy VII, the characters look stupid. I don't care. I think it looks timeless. I like how they look. I think it looks cool. It's unique.
More people are on Final Fantasy VII side, though. They love those pre-rendered backgrounds. Nobody says, I love the walls in Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time had pre-rendered backgrounds. Ocarina of Time had a couple instances of it. I like that stuff. Like when you're walking through Hyrule.
Yeah, all the buildings, right? Too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're in the
and you hear people like talking about in a positive way pre-rendered backgrounds in Ocarina of Time.
No, that's what I said. It's a controversial opinion. I think people shit on that game, but I think it looks great. It's not perfect, and certainly if you're comparing it to today's like Unreal Engine whatever, then yeah, it doesn't look good. But you know, just take it for what it is.
And like with Ocarina and like that like town village, like how that kind of just synthesizes with like you can hear the people chattering in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a full experience.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I bet there's games on all consoles that look good if you take the art style into account. I mean, we just talked about Wind Waker. Everyone shit on it when it came out, and literally they were able to use that art style for like 2 generations after. Kudos to them.
Dude, that original GameCube version of Wind Waker still looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Like without the HD version.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of games from the N64 PS1 era looks like throw up.
Agreed.
So,
But
yeah.
that's to be expected, right? Because there's games that want to do like a cool art style, and then there's games that want to just try to push to see as much as they can do with what they have. For obviously the North Star being real life. And, games on Super Nintendo tried it. They always I mean everyone wants to do that. And at the time when the PS1 was out, Resident Evil, it ain't going to look much better than this, boys.
It never did.
And then it never did. It ended there. But still, I mean, they're gonna look in general. They're gonna look bad, and that's not their fault. That's just they're a product of their time.
That's how we ended up with Halo 4.
Yeah, more like Halo Bore. More like Halo Snore. Or maybe even Halo Chore.
Yeah.
Maybe Halo Whore, the way we're talking about prostitutes.
But this month,
And Cortana.
this month has just been Halo galore. So that's been nice.
Maybe people will want Halo more. And if you do, don't worry. There's a map out next week.
And it's better than this, according to Alex.
And it's, I never said it. Putting words in my mouth.
If you like today, it's even better than today. It's the next level.
Today's great. That's the thing. Today's great. So it's going to be even better than
There
this.
you go.
So you had a great day.
You shot Covenant. And the Prometheans
Master
were here.
Chief is sticking around. He wants to fuck Cortana. But he can't.
Spencer, how have you not dude 49'd Cortana?
Well,
Dude,
for one, I'm
$49er.
not supposed to put that on here. We've agreed on that.
Well, yeah, you can't on the live episode. You please do not get the live episode blocked again.
Yeah. Well, that would get us blocked on anything.
That's true. Not anything.
Well, not on Dude 49 if we just posted more stuff on it. But
Yeah,
on YouTube.
dude, why haven't we started live streaming on like a porn site?
Great idea, Alex. Let's go ahead
That's a
and
really good question.
look into it.
Alex.
Yeah.
We'll go on one of those like live cam sites and we'll just do a game talk.
I put
What the fuck? I'm trying to jerk off and these guys are talking about Halo.
I put a joke in like an Itch Network video like forever ago that nobody caught, which I thought was funny as shit. Clearly it wasn't, but maybe I'll still use it going forward in some way. But I screen shared like my monitor, and I was doing something on like I don't know, some game, and I was on a website. But one of the tabs, I put another tab up, and it was like Pornhub or something. And I wanted to be known that I was watching porn on the other tab, like while we were doing it. But nobody caught it. But I thought, like, it just made me laugh. I just thought it was funny.
An inside joke. A little Easter egg for the Easter weekend.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
It's not Easter weekend though, Teddy. I don't know why you keep.
Yeah, Easter already happened, Teddy.
You keep pushing
I'm pretty sure Easter already happened.
You keep pushing your post-Easter agenda on us.
Yeah,
I had
Easter's
eggs
already
this
happened,
morning.
dude.
Yeah.
Me too. That's called breakfast.
Yeah,
On
Easter
this
Saturday.
beautiful
That's what I
breakfast
always call
Sunday. Yeah.
it.
Every time I have breakfast, I don't say, "Oh man, Easter."
Easter.
Thank you, oh Easter Bunny.
Just scream Easter.
As is the custom at the time. Yeah.
Oh, what a great
You guys don't do that? Oh.
It's like, Alex, it's January.
It's Keister Easter, everybody. Put an egg up your ass.
There you go. All right,
Well,
we should probably
this
end
has
there.
been fun. Yeah, we should end it. We should end.
Okay.
By 4 viewers, 3 of which are us.